Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this week's WWE Raw review. There is so much to talk about. We need to get straight to it. I can tell you overall, this was a very solid Raw. There was a couple of things actually that I would say were borderline spectacular. But there was a few things that kind of missed the mark as well. Quite a few talking points. This was all right, honestly. The opening was a little flat. Couple of moments in there of interest. Seth Rollins coming down, obviously in celebratory mood after winning the Royal Rumble, and he was saying he had a big decision to make. Should it be Brock Lesnar and the Universal title, or Daniel Bryan and the WWE Championship? Which one should he go for at WrestleMania? We found out he was going to have to make that decision tonight on the show. Triple H coming down. And I didn't like how pally they were. There's a real history between these two. So I didn't like seeing them smiling with each other. And Triple H was saying it's great to see that you've achieved your dream. I don't like that. I don't like how things are ignored from the past. You know, things have moved on. I feel like there would still be a little tension there. This brought out Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose was saying, I really hope you win the title at WrestleMania because I've got your number. If you win the title, I can win the title from you. He turned to Triple H and said, make a match right now. Me, Seth Rollins. Triple H just walked away. This prompted Dean Ambrose to give us one of the best lines of the night. He said, what, have you got to go backstage and ask your father-in-law? What was great was the crowd were going, yes he does, yes he does, yes he does. Triple H going, get me a referee. A referee came down, the match was made. It was a so-so match, it was a Raw match. And Seth Rollins picking up the clean victory. I just feel really sorry for Dean Ambrose. I think his character is done. I just can't see any way they can revive it at this stage. They have tried again and again and again. And honestly, when he came back recently with the shaved head you know, we had a bit of a Shield reunion and all that kind of stuff, I honestly thought they'd cracked it. But his character just didn't evolve. I don't know any more about Dean Ambrose right now than I did 2 years ago. It's just, it never seems to develop. So, yeah, I don't know what his mission is. I don't know if he's motivated to win a championship. You know, does he dream of being a champion? Does he want to be a champion? Or is he just trying to destroy Seth Rollins? Why is he trying to destroy Seth Rollins? I just don't know answers to these questions. I don't feel like we're going to get answers because after he lost that match, he grabbed a chair, sat in the ring with a microphone and said to the crowd, look, don't be jerks, I've got something serious to say. And before he could get any further, Nia Jax came down. Nia Jax's music hit, she came down. There was a stare-off between the two. I don't think this is leading to a feud or anything like that. It seems like they're looking at the world of intergender wrestling, women versus men. They're kind of just testing the water. It feels more like that. I think we could be heading towards Dean Ambrose walking away. Dean Ambrose retiring, you know, he's probably made his money now. Obviously, he's got Renee Young. There's rumours that she wants to start a family. I don't know the truth on all of that, but I feel like they're going to do this a few times. He's going to sit down, he's going to go to say something, he'll get interrupted. Maybe it'll lead towards a match at Mania and then he's done. I could see him stepping away at that point. And honestly, with this opening segment, maybe that match could be against Triple H. I'm not sure where Triple H is in regards to his recovery from the injury he got from Crown Jewel. But if Triple H could go, could wrestle, could compete, then I could see a Triple H versus Dean Ambrose match. Loser retires or something like that and Triple H wins. But that's just speculation. That did lead us to a Elimination Chamber qualifying match. This was for the women's tag titles. The more I see those tag titles, the less I like those tag titles. I'm sorry, I don't like them. They don't feel prestigious. There doesn't feel like there's kind of any honour in holding them. They just look like cheap indie titles to me, just being honest. This match was Nia Jax and Tamina against Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. Again, match was so-so. It was okay. Nia Jax and Tamina getting the victory. No great surprise there. Don't expect to see them win in Elimination Chamber, but I expected them to be in Elimination Chamber. Next, Baron Corbin had a match with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was backstage saying that he's taken a long time to get over his Drew McIntyre defeat, where Drew was talking trash to him after he'd lost the match. That was way back in November. Well, he came back, had a match with Baron Corbin, and he lost that as well. I don't think we're going to see a great deal of Kurt Angle, but I think he'll make the odd appearance now and again. Certainly around WrestleMania weekend, but yeah, that could be the next time we see him. Finn Balor came out. Finn Balor said he was proud because he had a match, which he held his hands up and said, I lost. But the beatdown that Brock gave him after showed to him that Brock was still concerned. Brock still felt that Balor had fight in him. And Balor kind of saying, I do. I'm going to continue. This brought out Bobby Lashley. And there was a bit of a face-off between Balor and Lashley. This could be your WrestleMania match. They could now enter into a feud. Lashley destroying Finn Balor. But Demon Balor against Bobby Lashley, I don't think is the WrestleMania match people are dreaming of. People are hoping to see Undertaker versus Finn Balor. So maybe this builds towards Lashley, Balor for the IC title at Elimination Chamber. Where does Undertaker fit into this? I'm not too sure. We'll have to see. The Revival, who were back together. Good to see Dash and Dawson taking on the newly reformed Edgeheads. Weren't going by that name. People in the live stream chat were saying they spelt Zack Ryder's name wrong. I would have to go and check that. But Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins together and losing together as well. The Revival picking up the victory. I'm actually all for this. I feel like the Revival could do with some victories, could do with picking up some wins. It's hard to see where you get those victories from because there's not really any jobber teams. So I suppose the B team, but Gable and Rude are, you know, the champions at the moment. Authors of Pain should never be a jobber team. Breezango are out injured, although should be coming back soon. I kind of like those guys. It feels like they need teams like Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, Heath Slater and Rhino, because they're there to put other teams over. So there's a purpose to them. It gets them on Raw as well. So, yeah, fine. I mean, not the most exciting match, but fine. Next, we had an Elias heel turn. There was no real reason for this. He just came out and said he wasn't writing songs for us anymore. This brought out Jeff Jarrett. It brought out Road Dogg. We got a rendition of Alone With My Baby Tonight, which I love. Great song, like genuinely great song, and this resulted in Elias smashing a guitar over the back of the Road Dogg, and Jeff Jarrett then went after Elias. Elias got the better of Jeff Jarrett. I don't know where this is going. I feel like it could have just been a nice little moment for this week, or it could lead to a bit of a feud. I mean, Jeff Jarrett does still compete in ring. Elias getting the victory over Jeff Jarrett in a match, I think would be interesting. Elias versus Jeff Jarrett at Elimination Chamber. I'm down with that. I think that's absolutely fine. I hope someone right now is on the phone to Honky Tonk Man, I'm telling you, because we need to get Honky involved in this. Next, very interesting promo from Mojo Rawley. He was sat backstage saying that he blamed this person. He blamed, I blame you. He was talking to someone. It was a very dark promo. And then when the camera panned round, it was a mirror. He was talking to himself. And so there's a character change here, and it's needed. It's really needed. Mojo Rawley, the jury is still out because he's definitely got the look, and he's very athletic. He's been down in NXT. He's got a little bit of experience. It's time for him to perform now. It's time for them to give him a gimmick and for him to actually move forward. So let's see where this leads, but I did like the promo. Next, Riot Squad qualifying for the Elimination Chamber tag title match. They beat Natalya and Dana. There was a little promo backstage beforehand. Dana kind of talking trash to Natalya. Just got me thinking maybe that will be a feud. Dana definitely needs guidance, needs help, and Natalya is probably the best woman they've got to give that guidance. A little mini feud here actually might work in her favour. So again, very similar to Mojo Rawley. Let's see what Dana can deliver if she's given something to work with. Next, Ronda Rousey came out, was about to issue an open challenge. We knew it was coming. They'd promoted it throughout the show. And the crowd were like so vocal for Becky that Ronda was like playing with them a little bit. She was like teasing, she was about to talk and she was waiting for them to boo and say Becky's name, and part of me wonders if it's really getting to Ronda. This went on for a little while and it feels like someone backstage, probably Vince, went, just send Bayley out, just send Bayley out. They played Bayley's music. Bayley came down and said, look, I'm ready to compete for the title. Now, I really didn't like this. I think this is a pay-per-view match. This shouldn't be interrupted with adverts. There's a bigger story here as well with the four horsewomen. And I don't want to see Bayley versus Ronda on a throwaway match on Raw. This, for me, I would be much more excited if one of the NXT talents had come out. A match that you just would not see. You know, Ronda Rousey against Casey Catanzaro. I mean, we saw what she could do in the Rumble. Yes, she would get destroyed. Yes, she wasn't going to beat Ronda, but neither was Bayley. So what was the point? There was no way Bayley was winning this match. There was no way. So whoever you send out is losing. Why not send out someone from a different brand? That was my feeling on it. But it was Bayley. We got the match. The match was all right. You always get a decent match out of Ronda. You're always guaranteed that. But the big talking point was after, because the man arrived. Becky Lynch came down and she says, I'm not Seth Rollins. I've made my decision. I want you, Ronnie. Love the fact she calls her Ronnie. And said she wants her at WrestleMania. Real face-to-face when Ronda was talking to Becky. She was like here. It was quite intense. Crowd going bananas. People absolutely lapping this up. Some really good stuff here. It was a red hot segment. Yeah, cannot wait for that match. Next up, we got Braun Strowman beating Drew McIntyre by DQ. Baron Corbin came down. This was so-so. I mean, the beatdown, there was, you know, some steps involved and whatnot, but this isn't where I want to see Braun. I think Braun could have a much more interesting program than this. I understand there's unfinished business here, but honestly, I just wish we'd moved on. I'd rather see, say, Braun Strowman and Dean Ambrose. I think that could be quite an interesting program. But it feels like, and the chat were suggesting, that we could be heading towards a tag match. Is it going to be Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre against Braun Strowman and someone? People seem to think it might be how they bring back Bray Wyatt. And I'd be down for that. I think that's pretty cool. Equally, I want it to be Nicholas. I'm totally down for that. I think that's amazing. But I don't think they would go in that direction. And this brought us to the main event. There wasn't long here. We didn't even get Daniel Bryan coming out, and that could have been time because there was literally 5 minutes. They went to announce Seth Rollins, but Brock Lesnar just came walking out. Lesnar came down, went into the ring, then Seth Rollins came down. No sign of Daniel Bryan. Seth Rollins just attacking Brock Lesnar, hitting him. I think he hit the curb stomp. But Lesnar recovered, smashed Seth Rollins, hit him with like 4 or 5 F5s. It was pretty brutal stuff. F5'd him onto the Universal Championship as well. So looks like Seth doesn't have a decision to make after a beating like that. He can't really now turn around and say, I picked Daniel Bryan. Who we did see backstage with Rowan, and I'm really into that partnership, let me tell you. Rowan looks huge. It's another layer to that new Daniel Bryan character, so I'm definitely down for that. But yeah, there was a lot going on, as we said, as you know, as you've just seen. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully see you again next time. Bye for now.